Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. Today we're going to be building some shelves. A really easy system. Just about anybody can do it. I did a lot of research coming up with this particular design of shelving because there's a lot of them out there, but this one seems to be the easiest. And I'm using all the old lumber that I had laying around the property because this lumber is what I used for all the concrete work. I used it for the patio slabs and foundations. Now I'm repurposing all these 2x6s for the shelving. Basically what we're doing, we're going to have 3 shelves. They're going to be 2 feet apart. So that's what we started with. The first 2x6 we attached to the back wall. We used 3/8 inch tap cons. We went right into the steel post. Those are 2x2 hollow steel posts on the back end wall of this particular garage. And that's what we're going to be attaching to. So not only do we get shelving out of this, but we actually get a good support system for the entire back wall of this structure at the same time because it is 2x6. So that's going to carry a lot heavier load than your typical 2x4 construction. And that's what we need because we got heavy objects we're going to get up on here. And you'll see throughout this video how easily it is to climb over and on and around. And that's how stout these are. So after we've got the 3 2x6s at 2 foot spacing, now we're going to do an exact duplicate against the existing 2x6s we already attached. So now that we've copied that the first 3 2x6s against the wall, we're actually just fastening the legs and 3 more 2x6 shelves. And then what will happen is that'll pull out, and that'll be become the outside of the shelving system. And there it is. We just pulled it away. The first 3 boards are still attached to the wall. Now on the spacing, you can do any spacing you want. We chose to do 3 foot wide shelving here. We're going to use OSB because it's a lot less money than plywood. We're using 5/8 inch thick OSB. And now that we've pulled that second panel out for the shelving, now we're putting the braces for the plywood in. You can see I'm cutting those on the left bottom of your screen. We're going to put those at 4 foot spacing. And that way it'll pick up our 8 foot sheets. And also we'll get an extra one in between every 8 foot panel that we throw up there. Each support we put in will be splitting the difference on the seam. So that 8 foot spacing or the 4 foot spacing I'm talking about on the shelving braces, that's the center of your 2x6 or 2x4, whatever you choose to use. That way your joint or your splice between the 2 plywoods will be resting on the same brace. And we're doing 3 foot wide. I'm losing a foot of material, but 4 foot was just too wide because you're gonna have trouble reaching 4 feet back, grabbing things. So 3 foot is about the max you're gonna be able to go and still reach the objects in the back of the shelving without having to climb in there. So it was unfortunate. If you do 2 foot, you get 2 panels out of 1 because they're 4 foot wide sheets. So you really maximize your usage of lumber if you went 2 foot, but we're gonna go 3 and then throw 1 foot away, or we might use that for maybe smaller shelving somewhere. We'll repurpose it somewhere, most likely at some point in time. But you can see how strong that it's getting right now. Eric's climbing all over the structure. He actually thinks it's a jungle gym, I think. And then I was kind of messing with him. He's doing parkour on this whole structure. But you'd be kind of scared to climb all over if you're using just some 2x4s. But with those legs, the 2x6 legs out in front, you really got a strong system here. And you'll notice on those 2x6 legs on the front how they kind of run wild up above that last top shelf. That's because we had 10 foot 2x6s, and I didn't want to cut a 2 foot chunk off because it would be waste. So that extra piece that's sticking up will probably be utilized for something else at some point in time. Maybe one more shelf up above that. I haven't decided yet. Also, this garage right here is completely metal, and we actually assembled that as well and did the concrete work, all the electrical. We'll be showing that video as well pretty soon here. The entire metal building, fabrication, and electrical install. So getting the plywood in when you've got 3-foot chunks, and they're still at 8-foot lengths, it's a little tricky getting them in there. So what you want to do is start with your bottom or your top, and don't put all your cross braces in. You finish one shelf, completely at a time, and start from the bottom, work your way up. So once you complete the bottom shelving, then you move up to the next one, put cross braces, drop your plywood, move up, put your cross braces, and so on. Otherwise, it's a little tricky working your plywood into these spaces if you have all your braces in ahead of time. We're using 2.5-inch wood screws for just about everything here. We're using the torque head because they don't slip like the typical Phillips head does. We're using 5 screws on each leg, and each shelf has 5 screws into it from both sides, both directions. So my brother showed up. He just got out here. You can see him with the hat on backwards. That's Doug, and then Eric's also here. He's helping on the entire build. He worked through the entire garage. He's actually an electrician by trade, but he helped us do a little bit of everything. And when we get into the garage build series, then we're going to show the electrician how we did all the electrical work here. Parkour. So that's about wraps up this video, and you can see it's all 2x6 construction. It is used lumber, like you can see some concrete residue on it. So it worked out beautifully. It's already pre-oiled too, so it's really nice for this. There's what it looks when you start loading them up. Anyway, thanks for watching, and that's the easy shelving system. Good luck with your project. Have a good one.